Hi dear students, in the previous session we discussed about the urochordates and cephalochordates as a part of phylum Chordata. In today's session we are going to detailedly discussing about the vertebrates and which can be classified into gnathostomes and agnathostomes. First we will take up the agnathostomes and later we will go for gnathostomes. So here the subphylum vertebrata, subphylum vertebrata is having the distinct properties. In that, the first one is dorsal notochord. Repeatedly I am telling you all, so you need to keep it in mind. The dorsal notochord is replaced by vertebral column. So this is the most important property for vertebrates, which comes under the phylum Chordata. Here the same vertebrata is again divided based on the presence of jaws or absence of jaws. So now first we will observe the first group of organisms which are called as agnathostomes, as which bears which are not having jaws. Here jaws are absent. That means mouth is not supported by the internal structures. Here mouth is not supported by jaws, the internal structures called as jaws, and their mouth is circular in nature, and which possess circular mouth will be present, and also which possess a suctorial funnel. So this is the special property of agnathostomes. When it comes to suctorial funnel, they possess the structure which enters as a tube. A wider mouth, circular mouth, which is present like a wider structure, and this is having a funnel like structure later. So this is again divided into a funnel like structure. So here it is a circular structure and later a funnel like structure. So that's why this is called as a circular mouth with a suctorial funnel. And next property, here they do not possess a paired appendages. Paired appendages. So here we know that appendages refers to either the fins or limbs which helps in locomotion. So ನಡೆದಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಜಾಗದಿಂದ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ನ ನಾವು ಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅದೇ ಫಿಶಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನ್ನ ಫಿನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಫಿನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಏಗ್ನಾಥೋಸ್ಟೋಮ್ಸಲ್ಲೂ, ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಲೈಕ್ ದ ಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ pectoral and pelvic fins are absent, so these are not present, but they are provided with unpaired structures. But unpaired appendages will be present. Unpaired appendages are present. So that here the unpaired appendages are dorsal fin, ventral fin, and then caudal fin. So here unpaired means, for example, paired andre artha ishte, ee kade ondide namage lateral side alli eradu. So right hand and left hand. So we have a pair of hands, pair of legs. Paired andre artha agide. Pectoral matte pelvic anta helidre idu namde pectoral girdle, idu nama pelvic girdle ante. So in the anterior region we have pectoral girdle and posterior region we have a pelvic girdle. So that in the same way the fishes possess anterior pectoral fins and posterior pelvic fins. In the same comparison of these organisms, like organisms which comes under agnathostomes, which they are absent with paired appendages, but the unpaired appendages like dorsal fin, ventral fin and caudal fin will be present. Here the dorsal fin will be 2 in number, ventral fin will be 1 in number and caudal fin also will be 1. Right? So this is regarding the appendages. And then example of this agnathostome will be Petromyzon. When we start understanding the structure of Petromyzon, it will be helpful to analyze the unique properties. These agnathostomes are those which are also having the streamlined body as like a fishes. So as like fishes with a tail and mouth. Mouth is at anterior region and anus is at, tail is at posterior region. Right? So this is a structure of a one Petromyzon, member of agnathostome. Here it consists of circular and suctorial mouth at this region, and 2 eyes will be there, one on either side of a lateral regions. So I will just write the front side and back side will also be 1 eye. So that's why this is called as lateral eye. And later there will be a presence of a porous structures, which is a portion interior to this. There will be a gills, and these openings are called as gill slits. Gill slit like structures, not exactly the gill slits like structure. Tara anta, but gill slits alla ivu. And then they possess at the ventral side a copulatory funnel. So this is called as a copulatory papilla. Papilla. Okay. So this is a present at its ventral side. Body of an organism will be divided into dorsal and ventral regions, and to the ventral region there will be a presence of copulatory papilla, which is towards the posterior end. And then we found that dorsal fin, ventral fin and caudal fin. Here you can find that the dorsal fin and again the next dorsal fin. We know that 2 dorsal fins are there. In that there is no distinct division for first and the second one. Immediately one after the other there will be a presence of second dorsal fin, and later this which runs as a caudal fin. Here in case of Petromyzon there will be absence of anal fin, but it will be present in other few organisms. So here these are present with the radiant structures. So as like a fishes, the radiant structures will be there in their scales. So in the same way here also, this is called as a first dorsal fin, and this is called as second dorsal fin, and this is regarded as caudal fin. Right? You understood about the structure. They possess a streamlined body which helps in swimming, as they are marine organisms which are living in the water medium, aquatic marine. And then they possess a circular mouth which is suctorial funnel, and they possess lateral eyes towards the right and left side of an organism's body, and they possess with a gill slits like structure which helps in the entry of water, and also it acts as a respiratory unit. And they possess the fins for its locomotion. There are unpaired appendages only, there is no paired appendages. So here two dorsal fins are there, one caudal fin will be there. And then come to the here the endoskeleton will be there. Endoskeleton will be present. Skeleton will be present, but there is no exoskeleton. So exoskeleton is absent. As in case of endoskeleton and exoskeleton, which was discussed in the earlier session, the endoskeleton, which is made up of cartilage and bone structures. Here the endoskeleton which is present inside the body of an organism and is made up of a cartilage. It is cartilage made. In case of agnathostomes, the endoskeleton is present but not the exoskeleton. The endoskeleton which is present and is a origin of the cartilaginous product. But as we know that the exoskeletal structure, either it may be a scales or hairs or skin or maybe os and also maybe the nails, hands. So ee tara bere bere parts na navu mention madiddivi. Okay. So here in case of this, nothing will be there, and that's why the exoskeleton is absent and endoskeleton is made up of a cartilaginous product. So regarding the skeletal structure. And then come to the respiration. There will be internal gills, respiration is by internal ಅಂದ್ರೇನು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? So I have mentioned that these are the porous openings of a gill slits like structure. Inner to this there will be a gills, right? So that's why the gills are present and the respiratory structures are called as gills. They are present internal and are gills, which helps in respiration. And coming to the digestive system, I will mention over here the digestive system. Digestive system is of typhlozoal. So this is one type of digestive system. When it comes to in the next coming sessions, there will be a structure in detail. I will explain over there the typhlozoal. Okay. So adhu ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿವಂತ್ರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ typhlozoal ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Okay. Regarding the petromyzon structure which supports the understanding of agnathostomes is present here along with the structure. And coming to the sexual reproduction, it will be same as like a vertebrates. Vertebrates alla explain ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ properties ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. So ಹಾಗೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ, but ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು explain ಮಾಡಿರೋದು only unique properties. So here we completed with the agnathostomes as a part of subphylum Vertebrata. Then we will go through the gnathostomes. Just make a pause of this video to to write everything which is on board after understanding, right? So ಇದನ್ನಿಷ್ಟು ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರೀವಂತ್ರಿ ನೀವು. So we will move to the next type called as gnathostomes. Coming to the gnathostomes. Gnathostomes. So here the gnathostomes are those organisms which are supported by jaws inside the mouth. Jaws are supported by, mouth is supported by jaws. Here jaws are present so that mouth is supported by jaws. So next is, these organisms are divided again into two different superclasses. Here based on their superclasses, so artha madkoli, the gnathostomes are again divided into two different superclasses. Now next time kalitivalla avellavу classes. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಸೂಪರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. So here the super classes which are present in gnathostomes are of two types and which is based on its locomotory structure. So what is the basis for classification? The locomotory structure which is present in the organisms are considered for classification process. So that here Pisces are the first superclasses. And again Tetrapoda. Okay, Tetrapoda. Here you can understand that Pisces are having fins as its locomotory structure and Tetrapoda means there are 4 limbs. 4 ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ನ ನೀವು ಈ ಥರನೂ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು. 4 and 4, FORE ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಮುಂಗಾಲು, ಮುಂಗೈ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮುಂದಿನ ಕೈ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮುಂಗೈ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲಿಂಬ್, 4 ಲಿಂಬ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. FOUR ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 4 ಲಿಂಬ್ ಅಂತ ವರ್ಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಆದರೆ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟಾಗಿ ಹೈಂಡ್ ಲಿಂಬ್ ಅಂತಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ 4 ಲಿಂಬ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದಾಗ 4 ಕಾಲುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, FORE ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಮುಂದಿನದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ 4 limbs which are present in these organisms. So limbs are there. So that's why tetra means 4, poda means limbs. So that's why there will be 4 limbs for its locomotion purpose. Again, these Pisces are divided into 2 different groups based on its endoskeleton. So which is the classification criteria? Based on endoskeleton. Again we can divide the Pisces into 2 different groups. Okay, so again here one is Chondrichthyes chondrichthyes, and another one is osteichthyes. Chondrichthyes and osteichthyes. So ಇದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, 3ನೇ ಸೆಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಏನನ್ನು ಮರಿಬೇಡಿ, ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಲೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಟೈಮ್ನ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ. Chondrichthyes means chondr. The word chondrichthyes and osteichthyes again divided into two to understanding purpose. So that's why the chondr refers to cartilage and ichthyes. So ee portion ideyala, so this is called fish. Ichthyes anna word ide andre adu fish anteli. Ichthyes in Greek is considered as a fishes. Here osteo means bone, ichthyes means fishes. So that chondrichthyes are cartilaginous fishes. These are cartilaginous fishes. And osteichthyes are those bony fishes. Example for chondrichthyes is shark. Okay, shark is the best example. And for bony fishes, rohu, katla, or you can take some ray fishes, hippocampus, so ee tara examples na tagobodu. Okay, so now onwards, so I hope you understood about the classification process. Later we will start understanding the cartilaginous fishes called chondrichthyes in one detail, and the osteichthyes, which are considered as the bony fishes, in another part. So I hope you understood about these concepts regarding the classification of gnathostomes here, right? We will immediately move towards the chondrichthyes and osteichthyes. So idishtu barkoli matte ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತೆ. See, I have one more important note for all of you regarding biology. So when it comes to biology, as it is a theoretical concept, there is no calculation. So some are very good in calculations and their mind is little bit what we can say, they are fast in their calculation method, right? But few are very slow in their vocabulary. They need to raise their vocabulary by practice. So I suggest all of you to learn biology in a theoretical manner only. So even in some cases I will write as it is a flow chart. So flow chart manner alli kuda barita idini. So nimge ಏನೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇರಲಿ, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರೋದು ಅಥವಾ ನಾನು ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು, ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದನೂ ಬಯಾಲಜಿನ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾದಷ್ಟು ತುಂಬ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಲೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕೋ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಬೇಕೋ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಡಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನೇ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಕೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೋರ್ ಓವರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಈಸ್ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಟಫರ್. ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಒಂದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಹಿಡಿತನ ಸಾಧಿಸಿ ಆಗ ಬೇರೆಲ್ಲ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಹೋಲಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಬಯಾಲಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ 10 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಆಯಿತಾ. ಹೆವಿಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕೋರಿಂಗ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದು ಬಯಾಲಜಿನೇ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಎಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಟು ಮೀ. ಇಫ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡದೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀನಿ, ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ, ಆಯಿತಾ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟಿ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥ ಒಂದು ತಪ್ಪು ಭಾವನೆನ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಭ್ರಮೆನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓದ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೋರ್ ಓವರ್ ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಅಂಥ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸು ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿದೆ. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ಯು ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಇದೆ, ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, what you will do, just by observing the video, you just start writing everything. Where is the time to listen carefully the words? ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿ, ನಾನು ಕೊಡೋದು ತುಂಬ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್, ಲೆಂತಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಏನು ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು, ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಹಾಕೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲೇ ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ವೀಡಿಯೋನ 20-25 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ 30 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ 30 ನಿಮಿಷ ಫಸ್ಟು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅಷ್ಟೂ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಅದೇ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬನ್ನಿ, ಫಸ್ಟಿಂದ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಬರೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಆವಾಗ ತುಂಬ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಬೇಗ ಕೂಡ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಸದ್ಯದ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಲಿತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಲ್ಲೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟಿ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಾರಿ ಬಂದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಎಲ್ಲದೂ ಕೂಡ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಓದಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೋರ್ ಓವರ್, ಯಾವುದೇ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ವಿಷಯಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿ ನಾವು ಬೈತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ನೈಬರ್ಸ್, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್. ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದೇನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು, ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದೇನು ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಕಲಿತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿನ, ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿನ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ನಿಭಾಯಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ, ತುಂಬ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಕೆಲಸ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದನ್ನು ಕಲಿಯೋ ಅಂಥದ್ದು, ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಲೀರಿ. ನಮಗೆ ಇರೋ ಕೆಲಸ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋ ಅಂಥದ್ದು, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಸಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ when it get habituated, it will be normal, ಏನು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. So in the next video we are coming with the chondrichthyes and osteichthyes as a cartilaginous and bony fishes. I hope you all understood regarding the concept and also my suggestions towards your working method. Thank you dear students.